Hello and welcome back on iKeysRacing from Marco from Monza. Ciao, welcome back, thank you for coming here. There was a sort of shuffle between GT cars, prototypes, IndyCar racing and Formula 1, so was the turn for Formula 1. Season 5, episode 1978, part 2. We will see the race 5, 6, 7, 8 of that season. And accordingly to F1 Challenge by Valerio Bertolotti, if you select the correct race, you get the correct amount of cars and drivers available. So I've selected the Monaco Grand Prix, where Lotus did bring, again in 1978, the model Lotus 78 coming from the previous season. But then, few races forward, the Lotus 79 that we have seen in the first part would have arrived and would have started to beat everybody. But because the peculiarity of Valerio Bertolotti, his team of great guys, great geniuses and great programmers, developers and so on, allows you to have each single race the correct car. In the final edited episode, you will see from now onwards exactly cars of the race 5 under the race 5, cars of the race 6 under race 6, and so on. Sorry for not doing it before. It was more for a pure tentative to start the season with the full package of all cars, of drivers and so on. Instead, we can try also this thing and see if it works or not. If not, I will start from the beginning. What is the recording of the season, and that's it, no problem at all. Anyway, we were with Mario Andretti, 4 races. There was a championship, so we can accept it. We are first. We can continue and resume the championship and read together the Monaco recap. That was round 5 that took place in Monaco after an extended gap once the Japanese Grand Prix at the Suzuka circuit was cancelled once again. And once again, Carlos Reutemann started on pole with the Brabham duo of Watson and Lauda second and third. Watson had a good start and led into the first corner, whereas Reutemann collided with Hunt and had to pit for repairs, which left Patrick Depailler and Niki Lauda second and third. For the first half of the race, the top 3 remained the same until Watson had an off, allowing Depailler and Lauda through, but the latter then suffered a puncture and had to pit for tires before charging back up and retaking second from Watson towards the end of the race. At the front, Depailler took his first career victory, with Lauda second and Scheckter third after Watson made another mistake in the final laps. That was the history of Monaco. Let's go. Also, seeing that we already have 9 points, so a full victory for regarding the original point system 9-6, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we are quite winning easily. Let's see if race by race with each real model we will suffer or not. Carlos Reutemann second with the Ferrari, 24 points. Strangely enough, Emerson Fittipaldi third with 11 points, then Gilles Villeneuve, Ferrari 10, James Hunt, Marlboro Team McLaren 7, Jody Scheckter 6. These are the first 6. We are almost dominating the season from a driver point of view. From a constructor standings, we need the points coming from great Ronnie Peterson until his car from the race after Monza onwards went into the hands of Jean-Pierre Jarier. Anyway, let's hope to start to have points also from Ronnie. Ciao Ronnie. And let's go. So we can run practice 1, practice 2, practice 3, practice 4. Qualifying, Ronnie Peterson on pole, good. Niki Lauda, Carlos Reutemann, Gilles Villeneuve, John Watson, James Hunt. Okay, not too much different. So we prepare for the race that will be dry, so we can go back to the advanced setup. Load, for example, what was South Africa, maybe 78, yes, Lotus 78, even if it is the 77, but I would suggest to actually work on Well, first of all, the number of laps. It will be a 7 laps. We are loading the fuel for maybe 9 to 10 will be enough. Good. I would go for gears, maybe can stay like this, but the front wing can go up to 10 and the rear wing up to 20, I suppose. Yes, just for a particular type of race circuit. It's a street circuit. We don't need anything else than this. Okay, first gear, let's be cautious at the beginning. Sorry. The flood this year in Italy is quite interesting. Let's pass here, no. They are waiting, come on. It was much easier with the cars in the 50s. And even in the beginning, at the end of the 60s and the beginning of the 70s, cars were not so wide. But once ground effect arrived, cars started to be very massive in size. And I forgot to give you the names, okay. Now I don't remember obviously all the cars and drivers for each season, each car, but seeing Claire Gazzoni at the back at Montecarlo when he was a few years before, 3 years before, in contention with the title together with Niki Lauda is absolutely a bad surprise. Nonetheless, he did race, always greatly. Now let's wait one lap to warm up tires properly. Very slow. Must find somewhere where to pass easily, possibly. There's Keke Rosberg going into the pit with the destroyed car. Now maybe we have more space. The American Brett Langer in front. Okay, I've destroyed my front wing and his rear wing for sure. So we'll have for a P25 position less front wing, if non entirely, like in Argentina. Were we in Argentina? Maybe yes. Always a smooth and Rupert Keegan not passed. At least now that we don't have the front wing, I can maybe push for racing, maybe like they did in the NASCAR Championship. Yes, front wing gone for sure. Very aggressive with the Martini, if it was the Martini. Hector Rebac with the Lotus privately entered. P21, P22. Gilles Villeneuve exiting from the pit, maybe with some troubles, some touches. Here there is Bruno Giacomelli on the McLaren M26, if I'm correct, chasing Vittorio Brambilla with the March, beta sponsored for what I remember, orange colored. Sneak inside, yes, we push Vittorio, sorry, but he is ahead. Pass anyway, no. Oh, externally under the tunnel, where maybe the weather, I see, very grey, can become at risk for the rain, maybe. I change gear just when I'm down with the revs. It's a P14. Derek Daly, Jochen Mass in front. Someone pitting, Alan Jones, yes, so many positions gained while they were struggling to enter the pit and get by. Slower cars. Now, if the rain will stay here, I can risk to not stop and drive to the end, because someone will stop for sure. I just must avoid to spin, and the rest will be done. And the more I get freedom in front, the more I think I can drive quicker. The rain under the tunnel is not credible. 25 years of game. Pass Tambay here, yes, before the swimming pools. Let's be quiet with the gearing, let's brake smoothly. Laps to go. It's a P7. Oops. This is a mistake. Back to P8. Stopped, nobody stopped instead for quick pit stop. Let's get rid of Tambay because the others are not so close. I had to set up shorter gears for this venue. I like the fact of having resisted so far with slick tires. A brief moment where the rain arrived. Can you believe racing with a wing car in Monte Carlo, not touching curbs? I don't understand if track surface now is dry or not. Jody Scheckter in front of us, very slow. Let's get this single point so far. Patrick Depailler in front. One lap to go very soon. P5. Nobody catchable at this point. At least in reality, Mario Andretti and Lotus didn't score points here. Rupert Keegan was not a direct contender, but yes, Niki Lauda, so it's a P4. And it's very good. James Hunt uncatchable, I think. Few meters ahead, but he's in the middle of the road. Here there's Ronnie Peterson, and who else? Oh, I do want to see the replay of this because it's a P2 behind Carlos Reutemann for a bottleneck at the end. That was really cool. I mean, winning for Ferrari and for Carlos Reutemann as maybe at the beginning should have been, but let me say, in Italy we call it botta di culo, a hit of your bottom. So Carlos Reutemann wins in front of us, and we were anyway 30 seconds far. Ronnie Peterson P3, James Hunt, Niki Lauda, Patrick Depailler respectively, Marlboro Team McLaren, Parmalat Racing Team, Elf Team Tyrrell, or Tyrrell. What else? So we get 39 points, 6 more than Carlos Reutemann with this win, relaunch, a bit himself in the classification, staying anyway close. At least we had 9 points of advantage, we are now down to 6. 9 points the winner, 6 points the second. Emerson Fittipaldi still there, Gilles Villeneuve, James Hunt, Jody Scheckter. Let's accept it. And finally we equalize with the Scuderia Ferrari, the constructor standings. Next race will be Zolder in Belgium. Let's go. Back in the menu, here we are. Race 6 in Belgium, Zolder. The main news before the Belgian Grand Prix at Zolder was that the new Lotus 79, that you can see also and appreciate it with the differences between the newest model and the previous one, was ready to race, and immediately Andretti showed its pace by taking pole comfortably from Reutemann and Lauda. From pole position, Andretti converted the starting place to a first corner lead, whereas Reutemann had a bad start and got swamped by the field, causing a chain reaction in which Lauda was hit by Scheckter and had to retire. This left Villeneuve second and Peterson third, but neither could keep pace with Andretti, who was able to drive away. The first 40 laps went without incident, until Villeneuve suffered a puncture and had to pit, which dropped him back down to 5th position. A few laps later, Peterson also pitted for new tires, leaving the charging Reutemann second ahead of Jacques Laffite Ligier. Peterson on new tires was much more quicker and could pass them both in the closing stages. And Laffite attempted to pass Reutemann on the last lap, but they collided and Laffite was out. Andretti cruised to an untroubled victory, with Peterson making it a Lotus 1-2 and Reutemann completing the podium. So Lotus, Ferrari at the end. Let's get rid of every session, but let's have a look to the qualification with Niki Lauda, Peterson, Reutemann, Hunt, Villeneuve, Watson. So Brabham, Lotus, Ferrari, McLaren, Ferrari, Brabham. Let's go to race. Sorry, it will be a 6 laps race. Let's go down with fuel. We will need maybe 9 laps, 8 to 9, but well, here maybe there will be more engines. Let me do the double, I don't trust here, between 11 and 12, gearing as it was before, 510 rear, front and rear wing. Yes, let's go with this figure. Okay, we have also the names. Let's be cautious at the beginning, we may create some bottlenecks. Almost cooked the engine starting so roughly, so rudely. Hold the tires, Marco, remember. Okay, we pass a lot of cars because there is a crash with Niki Lauda retired already. Yes. Frame rate gone away. If I do not break the front wing, I'm very lucky, because with this mess it's already a P11 after 3 corners. And Patrick Depailler retiring, let's stay far. Also Patrick, the other Patrick Tambay, very slow, P9. Here there is a chicane, rear axle very floppy. A bit of semi-straight onto the right hand corner. Should be a 3rd gear, yes, while we try to pass Jody Scheckter with the Wolf, because he's very slow. Track limits, ciao, back then we're not there. A pass was a pass. The sad thing of Formula 1 nowadays is that a duel like the one we have seen with Arnoux and Villeneuve at Dijon in 1979 today would be an added penalty for both drivers, an investigation. Formula 1 since 2009, I think. Sorry, let me pass possibly internally. Yes, Fittipaldi. Let's stay in third gear to have a smooth acceleration, trying to catch Riccardo Patrese with the arrows, I suppose. Stay internally. Easy peasy. Now let's catch John Watson for the P5. And I was saying that Formula 1 really, I think this was a third gear, Marco. Has become a TV product since 2014, I think. Yeah, from the hybrid era, I think something has changed also from an organization point of view. So it's 10 years, I don't see Formula 1 being Formula 1, it's just a TV product nowadays. And they said, I do like, let's pass John Watson, that's spinning the car. And now P5, James Hunt in front. The golden era of Formula 1 was something different. And I'm more than happy that the combination of Valerio Bertolotti F1 Challenge project together combined with the SimBin driving module, the ISIS, maybe not. It's still playable, it's still enjoyable, force feedback is there, even with a new and recent equipment, even if you get a direct drive. You get it. Let's catch Gilles. Yes, internally we bring more speed into the corner. P3. Now in front just the great Ronnie Peterson and maybe Carlos Reutemann. So now it's a fight for the championship in both rankings. 2 laps to go, 1.5 maybe. So even if the driving engine has been improved, also back then, 25 years ago, was absolutely stunning. Still really a great sensation, much better than Gran Turismo, I mean, where you don't bite actually the asphalt. Or iRacing, where it seems to float on top of the track. Or Assetto Corsa, where you have to brake like if you were jumping on a cow. That doesn't make sense, but just to say that it's too arcadey. The sense of braking in Assetto Corsa, in my opinion, that's the reason why both iRacing and Assetto Corsa, I think, will never appear here on iKeysRacing. I do like more the experience than the pure graphic. Obviously Assetto Corsa is a state-of-the-art graphic thing. But the greatness of a racing title is the experience more than a simple graphic aspect. Instead, Gran Turismo should be the last and only simulator. Instead, it's just a real car collector simulator, not for sure a simulator with all the meanings. So it sort of sounds like the driving car simulator, the collecting car simulator. It is good. I mean, I like Gran Turismo. I can have them there, sorry. All the cars that I've always dreamed of since I was a young child. But it's not the experience of a real car. Considering that maybe nowadays the best of the best is Le Mans Unlimited. Based on R Factor 2. But the more I hear about it, the more I understand about it. It's clear how the R Factor 2 model gives that great sensation refined of driving real hypercars, real GT3 cars, real LMP2. So guess what? We finally win like Mario Andretti did in real life. So good for us. We should enlarge our leadership. Let's see. We win the race ahead of Carlos Reutemann, in front of Carlos Reutemann, James Hunt, Marlboro, Team McLaren, Ronnie Peterson, John Player, Team Lotus, Emerson Fittipaldi, 5th, John Watson, 6th. Gilles Villeneuve is... maybe he retired. Yes, for a fuel issue. So, will be, I would say, a leadership of 9 points again, the current driver's ranking, maybe. Yes, over Carlos Reutemann. James Hunt goes 3rd, Fittipaldi 4th with 13 points, Villeneuve still 10, and Ronnie Peterson 7. He's regaining a bit of points. So the first races were with the last race of the season car package, and this did bring maybe Ronnie Peterson to be there, but without scoring points or always retiring for a realism point of view. With race by race, as you can see, you get a more precise output of races, so we accept it as the new leaders. And from a ranking point of view, we have also, thanks to the 7 points of Ronnie Peterson, now 6 points more than Scuderia Ferrari. but the battle is between us and Scuderia Ferrari. So let's accept it and we go in Jarama. The next race, number 7, was at the tight, twisty Jarama circuit near Madrid in Spain. Once again, the new Lotus 79 demonstrated its speed, with Andretti on pole again, with Peterson alongside. And Carlos Reutemann had to settle for the second row. It was Hunt who got a great start and led into the first corner from Andretti and Reutemann, with Peterson dropping back to 9th. James Hunt led for 7 laps before Andretti passed him and pulled away. Reutemann ran 3rd until he had to pit for tires, so Watson inherited 3rd until Lafitte passed him. But soon the recovering Peterson passed both of them. James Hunt now suffered from tires problem and he also began to drop back, and so Peterson was able to take 2nd and Lafitte 3rd with the Ligier. That was how it ended. Andretti won again over Peterson in another Lotus 1-2. Lafitte got the final spot on the podium. Rainy condition for the practice, dry for practice 2, dry practice 3, dry practice 4, qualifying dry. Peterson on pole, Lauda Brabham, Carlos Reutemann Ferrari, Johnny Watson Brabham, James Hunt McLaren, Gilles Villeneuve Ferrari, the first 6. Race of 7 laps on dry condition, luckily. Okay, Jarama, come on. It's not any different than any other tracks. Already raced here, if you remember. With the season 1972 for sure. Oops. Oof. Track limits. Okay. P12. Very arrogant. Someone inside. We go inside actually. Badly. Fittipaldi still in the middle with the Cooper Sucar and James Hunt very strong at this moment, so it's a P12 again. I don't remember if it was a chicane here or a double right-handed corner. Yes, I touched the Payet, sorry. Who knows the front wing where it is now? Can we pass Scheckter? Yes. Oof. Second gear in the middle of the corner, not an intelligent thing. Now, let's go. P11. We must catch Fittipaldi. Could be a second gear corner. Not very quick, I feel myself. Full throttle here. Second gear indeed. Use the dancing rear end almost to drift in this corner. Yes, it helps a bit. Just don't overdo it. Ground effect cars can take full throttle the last corner. there is Alan Jones, Niki Lauda out, so it's a P10. Yes, definitely does the dancing rear to react in a bad way, second and third gear. Let's see if we can take advantage of this. I must insert the shadows, not the cars but the technical graphical figure option. There is in the shadow. So we pass Fittipaldi for P9 and we must catch James Hunt. Alan Jones definitely out. Lauda instead maybe regained a bit. As well as Fittipaldi at my back, at our back. A bit wide. And a bit spinning. Who knows why the differential reacts differently in second and third gear. Half of the short race at 10%. Very understeering, so maybe I touched the front wing at the beginning of the race when I've passed badly in the first corner. I mean, I don't feel so quick, to be fair. Maybe it's just a matter of a right interpretation of the track. It's a bit better this way. Just 2 laps to do something. No points maybe this time. Maybe also almost losing the Lotus. Maybe the rain is coming. Yes. Thunderstorm here. So let's be cautious because maybe someone will definitely pit. 1 lap to go. I think they will take the risk to stay on track. Oops, touched the wall again. So it's time to go back to a more cautelative way of driving, Marco. Because I'm losing a lot of positions and I screwed up the race now. Very undrivable. Maybe it was the last lap. Now one more, sorry. The light goes down. And this time I lose the Lotus. Almost stopped the engine. They had my goodness. Just Gilles Villeneuve and Ayrton Senna were capable to drive a Michael Schumacher with slick tires on a wet surface, but at least once I do not score points. I think I would not have reached anything better than P9 or 7, given how I'm driving and how I suffer. And also Carlos Reutemann wins in the day where I do not score points, so will be an equal classification. It's a Ferrari 1-2. Lafitte, Jabouille, then Ronnie Peterson, no points. Fifth, so 2 points for Lotus, but today the Ferrari did the best job of all. Yes, like on ice. And so we get 1-2 for Ferrari, Jacques Lafitte third with Ligier Gitan, Jean-Pierre Jabouille with the Renault Turbo, Ronnie Peterson, John Player Special, Lotus, Patrick Tambay, Marlboro Team McLaren. So, 48 points for Andretti and Reutemann, equalized at the top. Villeneuve 16, Hunt 14, Fittipaldi 13, Ronnie Peterson 9, 60 is Jody Scheckter with 6 points. Ranking for constructors, 64 Ferrari, 57 for Lotus. Marlboro Team McLaren 19, Fittipaldi Automotive 13, then Walter Wolf and Ligier. Next race, Sweden, Anderstorp, the home of Ronnie Peterson from a Sweden point of view. What happened in real life? We will discover it because I don't remember. I was just 1 year old. Before the Swedish Grand Prix at the isolated Anderstorp circuit, the Brabham team had developed a new fan car, much to the anger of the other teams, but the FIA allowed it to race. However, it did not stop Andretti from continuing his pole run, but it got Watson to qualify second and Lauda third, while running on full fuel tanks to cover themselves. When the race started, Andretti led into the first corner, with Lauda getting second from his teammate. Riccardo Patrese got up to third in his arrows until home driver Peterson passed him, but by then Andretti and Lauda had escaped. Peterson struggled with a slow puncture, whereas Andretti and Lauda battled, with Andretti making a mistake just after mid-distance, allowing Lauda to take the lead. Lauda went on to win the race, his first for Brabham after Andretti's challenge ended, due to an engine failure, which left Patrese and Peterson to take second and third. This was the last Swedish Grand Prix to date, with the deaths of Ronnie Peterson and Gunnar Nilsson. Swedish interest faded in Formula 1 and there was no money for the race to be held. Nick Lauda, John Watson at the top, Lauda, Watson. Qualifying. Peterson instead of Andretti, Lauda, Reutemann, Watson, Villeneuve, Jean-Pierre, Jabouille. Race, how many laps? 6. And if GT Legends is good, I should know the track, more or less. Some crashes at the beginning. Oops, touched. Hurt. Oh no, it's much different than the GT Legends one. Because you actually start in another point of the track, for what I see. This is the nowadays. No, I don't know the track. I must admit, I don't know the track. So we'll follow the others, trying to climb some positions here and there. Everybody crashing. So this is the current start and stop finish line. It was different back then, I didn't know. And here we are with the fan car. Brabham BT46. And you can see actually running the fan. So yes, the start finish line before was different from nowadays. Here we are. Look at the fan for a brief moment, and I have to pass Nicky Lauda possibly. It is actually running, and actually running out of track. Time to score some points possibly, so let's catch everybody, maybe without the front wing now, like I destroyed the rear wing for to Nicky Lauda. Sorry Nicky, ciao Nicky. Bad line indeed. I think the front wing is gone. At least half would have touched Lauda, the front right part. Come on, Gilles. Yes, the understeer is very heavy, so not all the front wing is there. Okay, nice to learn also an old way, old layout of the track. Now let's catch also John Watson with the other Brabham BT46 with the fan. Someone very rude used to call John Watson John What's Wrong, because it was considered a never completed race driver. I disagree. To me sometimes brings back memories in the same way as for Carlos Reutemann, never in the right place in the right moment. And after Ronnie Peterson died in Monza in this season, 1978, the ex-wife of Ronnie had a long relationship with John Watson, together with the daughter of Ronnie and Barbara Peterson. But sadly, Barbara Peterson never solved about missing Ronnie. We were really how to call them, soulmates. And committed suicide in 1987 for what I remember. Sad story really. While we pass Ronnie on track, now just Gilles Villeneuve in front of us. We may let him win the race, but we need points to counter-attack his teammate Carlos Reutemann. Now Ronnie Peterson second. Well, in a day where I do not see Reutemann behind, if you don't mind, I would leave Ronnie go. And go with him to the end in his home Grand Prix. Villeneuve is far 6 seconds, shouldn't represent a problem. Ronnie, what are you doing? Come on. Are you still there? Maybe not. Sorry. I wanted to make him win his home Grand Prix. Maybe he's back. escort Ronnie to the end with Gilles Villeneuve at the back. Doesn't change anything for the ranking of the constructor. We gain anyway points against Carlos Reutemann. And honestly, I feel in peace with myself leaving Ronnie win. Well, maybe Reutemann was fourth, but who cares? We say ciao and thank you very much to Ronnie Peterson, to his wife Barbara. We take the opportunity here. And we wait for the updated classification. There are still 8 races. I mean, it's a long season. So Ronnie Peterson wins at home. Mario Andretti second, then the 2 Ferraris, Villeneuve Reutemann. Let me say badly that the drivers number 2 of each team arrived in front of drivers number 1, but I was reading recently that for Ronnie was an agreement to anyway go back to be in a top team waiting for his chance, and so he knew Ronnie that Mario Andretti was a bit better about developing a car, so he accepted a formal number 2 position as a driver, waiting to do something more in the following years. And Mario Andretti in an interview said rightly, Ronnie was quicker than me very often, but he didn't have that fine-tuning attitude on things related to car development, car setup and so on. So maybe I took the advantage of being always more constant than him, but because I used to build up a car capable to absorb my needs from a driving style point of view, and so to be always in comfort, to go fast, to go slowly, to go in a midway between fast and slow depending on moments of the season and the race. Anyway, 50 Jean-Pierre Jobouil again, scoring points for the Renault Turbo. John Watson, Parmalat Racing Team. I'm sorry for destroying the race of Niki Lauda, that maybe is retired, has retired, yes, did not finish. Sorry Niki, sorry, and ciao also to Niki. And so we get what? A leadership of 3 points over Reutemann. Villeneuve goes to 20, Peterson 18, Hunt 14, Emerson Fittipaldi 13, closing the top 6. The constructor sees us 1 point ahead of Scuderia Ferrari, but now that Ronnie is scoring points, it's a good thing. Marlboro Team McLaren 19, Fittipaldi 13, Walter Wolf 6, Equipe Renault. So the next stop will be the Paul Ricard for the next 4 races in the episode 78 part 3. But I leave you with this beautiful view of Mario Andretti on his John Player Special Team Lotus 79, and see you in the next appointment where we will go on with the season. Now I go to catch Blue because my little parrot is calling me for the night. So stay very well, best wishes to you all, thank you for staying here and coming back, stay into keen racing always, and see you soon the next time. Bye bye, ciao.